I am Chris Henning, and I have been representing children accused of crime in the District of Columbia for 25 years. And in that entire time, I have only represented 4 white youth. Now, that disparity might lead you to believe that very few children, white children, live in the District of Columbia, or that very few white children engage in criminal behavior, but neither of those would be true. Research shows that children of all races and classes all over the world engage in the same types of impulsive and risky behaviors. Yet, the racial disparities in our American court system would lead you to believe that Black and brown children are uniquely predisposed to engage in criminal behavior, and it's simply not true. America's obsession with incarcerating Black America begins with Black children. It is no coincidence that Emmett Till was 14 when he was lynched, or that Trayvon Martin was 17 when he was gunned down by Volunteer Neighborhood Watch. Tamir Rice was 12 when he was shot, and girls like Dejara Becton were slammed to the ground at the age of 15. These early encounters with whiteness teach Black children that there are limits on what they can achieve and where they can go. And these encounters and the self-serving claims of Black threat that follow reinforce fears, white fears about Black children run amok in society. Today, we say that school resource officers are present in our schools to prevent violent crime and mass shootings, but the reality is that notwithstanding the fact that most mass shootings have taken place in white suburban neighborhoods, school resource officers are more likely to be stationed in schools in urban environments that serve Black and brown children. It really is about time that we admit that our infatuation with policing Black children in schools is not about Columbine. That story began in the mid-20th century in response to the fight for and against racial segregation. School resource officers exist in all 50 states. Ultimately, more police in schools means more arrests, and it means more arrests for infractions that teachers and principals used to handle on their own. Unfortunately, police don't make many students feel safer, especially not Black and brown children. Police are policed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they do what they've always been trained to do. They detain, they interrogate, they investigate, and they arrest. And sometimes they arrest with force. Black students are 3 times more likely to be arrested than white students. And although they make up only 15% of the public school population, Black students accounted for 31% of students arrested or referred to law enforcement across the country. That disparity is even greater for Black girls. In recent years, Black girls have made up 17% of the public school population, but represented 43% of girls arrested in the academic year. We live in a society that is uniquely afraid of Black children. The traditional policing of Black children has signaled to the rest of society that Black children are to be feared. And Black children are deeply aware of how they are being perceived, and it is traumatic. In a recent study of youth in the District of Columbia, Black youth reported 5 racially discriminatory encounters per day, including being made to feel inferior in school, watching women lock their car door when they approached, or being stopped by the police for no reason at all. There is a growing body of research documenting the extraordinary trauma that policing imposes on Black and brown children. Black children who have experienced aggressive and racially disparate policing report high rates of fear, anxiety, stress, hopelessness, and hypervigilance. And all of this severely undermines healthy adolescent development and further erodes youth-police relationships, and all the while doing nothing to improve public safety. The good news is that adolescents are resilient, and Black youth in particular have demonstrated their resilience. And ensuring the resilience of our young people means that we have to let them learn and let them live. We have to radically reduce the number of police in the lives of Black and brown children. We have to reduce the use and the reliance of school resource officers and instead reinvest those dollars in mental health supports, in smaller class sizes, in community violence specialists. It also means that we have to police the police. We have to make sure that every officer understands adolescent development and remembers that the blue uniform carries with it a history of racial oppression. And we have to ensure that police don't use force against young people like tasers and pepper sprays and body slams. And that means rewriting the laws to decriminalize normal adolescent behaviors like disturbing schools and adolescent aggressive speech. It means removing harmful and racially discriminatory gang labels. And it means increasing alternatives to detention and incarceration. Ultimately, we have to treat Black children like children.